But the book is unfinished. This is gonna be an emotional roller coaster. I just want to take this little boy and hug him. It's gonna break my heart. I know it's gonna break my heart. And I have a bit bad feeling. Like, oh my God. So I don't know. I'm excited, but like scared. I don't know what that means yet. Krista, what did you do to me? I just love hearing the harmonica. I don't like reading emotional books. What did I just read? Welcome back to Pages and Chaos, and for the month of March, in case you didn't see my last video on the pick and the person that chose my March read, it was Krista at Books and Jams, and she chose Echo for me to read, and I cannot wait to dive into this. So Echo is actually a book that would also fit middle grade March. So it is just so perfect that Krista, who also is one of the hosts of middle grade March, recommended this to me to read for this month. Now, first of all, go check out my last video to get a little description of this. I can't wait to dive into this. I got the hardcover copy, which is just a beautiful edition. And I just can't wait to dive in. So something that I'm going to do a little bit differently for this month's vlog is I'm going to get just a little bit spoilerly. Not too much, but I am going to say beforehand if I'm going to talk about a spoiler. So just a few things here and there. So stick around, find out my thoughts and whether or not I read Echo and rated it 5 stars. Or was it another dud like February? Sorry, cat. Good morning. It is March 1st and it is the first day of middle grade March. I am super, super excited about that. So, as promised, I am going to talk about all of my thoughts while reading Krista's recommendation for Echo, and this just so happens to be a middle grade book because it is middle grade March. So I absolutely love that Krista picked a book that also fulfills my prompts for the readathon. So that's really cool. One of the things that I didn't do in my first vlog, which made it very short and kind of just me talking and not a lot of stuff going on, is spoilers. I was so adamant about avoiding spoilers that you really didn't get any of my actual thoughts. The things that I was saying were just so vague, and it's like, I know, it wasn't a good vlogging video of reading. So I am going to give you a warning whenever I have something that'll be spoiler related to the book, and I just feel like I need to include all of my thoughts and all of my reactions and everything that goes into reading my book for this month. So I am going to start off with Echo, but I'm also going to be reading a little bit of Amari and the Despicable Wonders today. There are a bunch of us on the Discord that are reading this for the prompts of a series. So we all decided we were going to buddy read it. So I'm going to get started on that. And then also I do have the audio that I got from the library, and it was a very long wait. And I have a feeling that it's not going to be one that I could renew if I don't finish it in the 2-week period. So I want this to definitely be my first read along with Echo. I'm just gonna sit for a little while, finish my coffee, and start reading Echo, and then I'll get some more stuff done around the house. So I'll be sure to let you know what my initial thoughts are as I'm reading through this book. I just finished the prologue, and first of all, the prologue is so beautiful. You got these black pages and then just these like beautiful drawings on the corners here, and I absolutely love that. So we meet Otto and we find out how he got the harmonica. We also meet the 3 sisters, and we find out what the prophecy is. We don't know what it means yet, we just know what the prophecy is. So it says, your fate is not yet sealed. Even in the darkest night, a star will shine, a bell will chime, a path will be revealed. So I just love that. And Otto is told that he must carry this harmonica, and they all play this song on this harmonica to help him find his way, because he meets them in the woods where he gets lost after playing hide and seek. So that was really cute, and I really liked his interaction with them, and he finds out their story with this book that he bought supposedly from a gypsy, and that's how he got the harmonica as well. But the book is unfinished, so I like that. And yeah, we find out that once he gets home, everyone tells him that there was no gypsy, you found the harmonica, you never had a book. And so he starts to really like hide, because everyone's telling him that he's crazy at this point and that he imagined this all, and a harmonica is just a harmonica. There's nothing magical about it. So that is where we are right now. I am going to try to read. Looks like this is set up into parts because we do have 3 other people. So we are starting off with Germany. Okay, October 1933 in Germany, and I believe that was Frederick. Yeah, Frederick is in Germany. So he's the first one that we're going to find out about with this harmonica. So I'm going to read a little bit more, and then I'm going to get some more stuff done around the house. I'm going to do some folding of clothes. I do have the audio of this from the library, so maybe while I'm doing some stuff around the house, I will listen a little bit more so that I can still continue with this. Okay, I'm back in my spot on the couch, and we are having middle grade March kickoff sprints. So I am putting that on in the background. I did some laundry today, did some things around the house. I ordered myself food, so I just cleaned up from that. So I am ready to sit down and read some more of Echo. And yeah, I'll let you know what I think because I can't wait. I mean, I was drawn in just with the prologue. So I'm sure that I'm going to love this. Apparently, when I told everyone that this is the book I'm starting with for middle grade March, everyone was like, you're going to love this. You're going to have the best time. So I'm excited for that. And I'll check in a little while to let you know how much I've read and my thoughts. This is going to be an emotional roller coaster. I can feel it. So I'm 6 chapters in. And our first story is about Frederick, who's in Germany in 1933. So he talks about what it's like to be living in Germany with the rise of Hitler. He had just become chancellor. He's outlawing everything other than the Nazi party. And, you know, there's, of course, the propaganda being spread about the perfect German, the blonde hair, the perfect face. And Frederick has a very visible birthmark on his face. So that's always been something that he's worried about now that, you know, Hitler is in charge. And they talk about here there's a scene here where he's bullied so much and it's so sad. And like, he loves the orchestra. So his father brought him to the orchestra and he wants to be a conductor one day. So he just hears music in his mind and he starts pretending he's in orchestra. I think this happened when he was like 8 years old, something like that. And these kids make fun of him and they beat him up and he has a fat lip and a broken arm. And I was just like, oh my God, like I just want to take this little boy and hug him. But his father pulls him out of school because they threatened to put him in an asylum because again, that's what Germany is at this time. So his father takes him to the harmonica factory that he works at, and everybody is responsible for training him to work in the factory. They help him with his studies and all of these things. So this is where he's working, and he just came across the harmonica from Otto from decades and decades earlier. So I'm excited to see where this goes. Again, I just want to hug him. I can't. It's going to break my heart. I know it's going to break my heart. This section, I have a bit bad feeling. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to make myself, I don't know, hot cocoa, tea. I should have tea, but I might want a hot cocoa. So we'll see. I'll make that for the next sprint and I will read some more. So yeah, I'm about 80 pages in. And I think section 1 or part 1 is like 100 and something pages in. So we'll see how that goes. What? You guys want treats? Here we go. They really misty. They've been bugging me, so I figured I'd give them their snacks, even though it's a little early. Alright. Today they'll get some of the Party Mix Natural Yums. Hot chocolate's being made. I just gave Misty and Nugget their little treats, and Misty's a little angry that I won't give her any more, and she's deciding to do that. So I'm gonna get her down. She's clinging so hard. Can I let you down? Come on. Go play with your brother. There you go. Good girl. So yes, I am putting sea salt on my hot cocoa because one of my favorite drinks of all time was the sea salt hot chocolate that Starbucks used to make, and they don't make it anymore. They used to make it for the holidays every year, and now it's not on their menu. So I bought myself a sea salt shaker, and I put some on top with the caramel. It's not the same, but it works. And there's Misty again. And I got a few marshmallows, and I got myself a nice little. So now I did put, instead of milk, I put a little bit of this protein drink, Fairlife. So it is lactose-free milk with 30 grams in the bottle. I obviously didn't put the whole bottle, but I did put a little bit in just to make it a little bit creamier instead of milk. Because yeah, I know I don't get enough protein in, so I did that. I put some of this cold foam creamer on there. Again, I just like the creaminess of it, even though it's cold, but it still blends well with the hot chocolate. So I'm gonna go read some more and drink my hot cocoa. Okay, so there's some spoilers coming. His sister, who was at nursing school, has finally come home, and the assumption was that she was going to come home and intern with the doctor in their town. And it turns out that she is not. She has decided to go back to Berlin. I think it said Berlin. And she is going to work with doctors there and nurses there. And turns out she's a Hitler supporter. And the things that she says, oh my God. Like, she's talking about her own brother as if, like, that's your brother, and the things that you're saying because of his birthmark. And there's something, so they found a birth certificate, and they found some records that brought up a secret about Frederick. I'm not going to say what the secret is, but let's just say the birthmark alone leads his sister to say, like, hey, our town doctor knows about this, and by law, he's now supposed to report this because this is hereditary and he can't have a family in the future because we're not allowed to continue with non-pure German blood. Like, oh my God. I don't cry very often with movies, with books. I have a feeling at some point I'm gonna cry. And there's still 2 more stories to come, plus whatever happens with Otto, the original, the first, the prophecy. So I don't know. The section 1's about 190 pages, and I'm at 104. So I think today, depending on how much longer there are sprints, I'm gonna finish part 1. And then I might switch to something else. Because I think I'm going to need a break from the heartbreak. I want to cry. Already, I could tell that this is going to be a much more successful month than last month. But like, in such a heart-wrenching way. So I'm up to chapter 22 of part 1. So that's page 166, and I have about 30 pages, a little less than 30 pages for part 1. So I think I'm going to sit here right now, and so sprints are done because it is 11:15 here, my time. So I'm going to read these last like 30 pages, and then I'm going to go upstairs, and I don't think I'm going to read anymore because I am getting tired. And I don't want to miss anything with this book, and I also don't want to start another book right now. I think tomorrow maybe I'll start Amari. Or I don't know. Maybe I'll start The Secret Garden because I have 2 group reads for middle grade March. I know this is not a middle grade March vlog. This is about my reactions to Echo. So but it's middle grade March. I'm excited, but like scared to see where the rest of these stories are gonna go. To sit on my book. Oh, okay. You gonna sit over there? Okay, so we know how the harmonica makes it to the next person. Ooh, I like that. At least I think. I'm not done. But yeah. Oh my god, the ending of part 1. Wow. So I'm not even sure how this is gonna turn out. So we don't know what's gonna happen to Frederick. So I don't know. I'm trying to look ahead to see like at what point we come back to his story. If we do. I'm gonna assume that we do. Yeah, I don't know. Part 4, I can't tell. I don't want to like spoil it for myself. But there's 4 parts. So obviously part 2 is, let's see. So part 2 is part 2 is Mike, and then part 3 is Ivy, and then there's part 4, but I don't want to, and then that's the last part before we get back to Otto's story. So I don't know. I don't want to look at like what it says for part 4 because I don't want to ruin it. But clearly either at some point they're going to like intertwine somewhere or something. I don't know because they're all different times. And part 3 is December of 1942 in California. Okay, so not that far apart. So clearly like at some point, maybe I'm guessing their stories will come together and like maybe they'll come together somewhere, which I think is what it says here, right? And ultimately pulled by the invisible thread of destiny, their suspenseful solo stories converge into an orchestral crescendo. So at some point, I'm going to assume that all 3 of the stories come together. So we will see. But I am very excited to continue. But it is late. And I am tired. And I will not stay up anymore because I know that if I attempt to read anymore, I'm going to fall asleep. And I don't want to do that. So I am going to hopefully pick this back up tomorrow. If not, I will definitely at least throw on the audio, like while I'm doing things around the house. I do have some cleaning to do. I also have some schoolwork that I need to get done. So I might try to do that like early in the day, do some of my readings and stuff like that, so I could just focus on cleaning the house and reading or listening. And yeah, so that is where I am at the first day of March with Krista's recommendation. And I'll let you know tomorrow or my next check-in how I'm feeling and if I'm still enjoying it, but also still just want to hug this child and the other children, I'm sure, and yet cry at the same time. Well, there hasn't been much updating to my reading. It is Monday. We are on March 3rd. And yesterday, Sunday, I woke up with an intense sinus headache. And when that happens, the pressure in my head and my sinuses just get so bad. I have not been able to pick up any more of Echo because the pressure is so much that I can't really focus on reading. But anyway, I just wanted to pop on and give you a little update. So when I do pick up again, I will continue to film my reactions and hopefully have something a little more exciting to give you than just me being sick in bed. Okay, happy Wednesday, everybody. So I am feeling much better today. Yesterday I stayed home from work. I rested all day. I didn't read anything because, again, my sinuses, they were just like all puffy and it hurt my head and my eyes to read. So I didn't read yesterday. I did go to work today. I am currently on sprints with Kat at Kat's Novels Adventures. And then later on at 8 o'clock, or I think 9 o'clock my time, Middle Grade March is doing their first live chat. I do have class today at 5 o'clock online. So I'm going to be taking a break for that. And then once everything is all settled and I get through class, I am going to be continuing with Echo. Okay, and we'll see how far I get. And I do plan on possibly switching it up between Echo and then Amari and the Despicable Wonders, which I'm about, I think 11 chapters in. I think I just finished chapter 11 on my way home from work. So I'm going to do that. And then quite possibly start today The Secret Garden. And I did just pick up at the library the graphic novel. So that'll be cool. So I really want to read The Secret Garden and then this right after so that I can get started on Moon Garden, which is the group read and The Secret Garden retelling. So that is the plan. I do also want to put on a new set of press-ons today and do my nails. So we'll see. We'll see how much I can get done. But first and foremost, after class is Echo. That is my main priority. So I will check back in and let you know what's going on. Same with my students. Our textbook for AP Psychology is online, and I only have like 10 hard copies to keep in the classroom because they're much more expensive, and so many of my kids are like, can I please like use the textbook? I can't do this online ebook.
There were book groups, and they together sort of did some kind of movement and really saved Barnes & Noble. And so Barnes & Noble announced that they are going to open several new stores.
Okay, so class is over. I missed the first sprint for Kat's sprints. But that's okay. There's about 4 minutes left. So I am going to, on the next sprint, pick up Echo. And I think I'm going to cook dinner on the next sprint. So whatever I don't get to read, I'll listen because I do have the audio while I'm cooking dinner. And apparently, because I didn't know this, the like in between parts, so like in the beginning of each part, there's like a song. So when we head into Philadelphia, it looks like America the Beautiful. When we were in part 1 in Germany, it was Brahms' Lullaby. So apparently, like, they actually sing it in the audio before. So that'll be cool to hear for those parts. So that is the plan. Thankfully, I didn't miss too much. And we actually had a really good conversation on AI and also like book talk and how, book talk and TikTok in general has changed people's perspectives on reading, and actually how it helped save the closure of a lot of Barnes & Nobles because it increased businesses, and now Barnes & Noble is opening up more stores. So that was a really interesting conversation we had. We also had a conversation on like ebooks and like the controversy of owning the ebooks and things like that, and AI, and like we just had a really good conversation, even though it wasn't supposed to be like a class period where we really had to have a lecture and a conversation. It was more of just like a question and answer. Do we have any questions about our assignments coming up? We actually had a really good conversation, which was cool and nice to be able to talk with other people about that stuff. So that is that.
Going on, we're having a good combo on AI and social media's impact on libraries and bookstores. That sounds like a really great conversation, especially the AI part. I'm interested in that and how that's going to affect libraries.
Okay, so I'm going to cook some dinner and then I'm going to listen to Echo. I decided on making myself a little Philly cheesesteak. I have these steakums, which are something that I haven't had in a long time, but I really just like making some Philly cheesesteaks out of it because, like, I don't know, I'm craving it. All right, well, I got one buddy here because I brought my food into the living room, and any second the other chaos kitty is gonna come. But anyway, so here's what I wound up doing, and I think I made a little too much. I didn't realize how much it was, so I put 4 steak pieces in here. I probably could have just done with 2. And then I got my chickpea, rice, spinach, carrots, and that's it. And this seems like a lot, but I didn't eat anything today. I had a bagel, and that was literally it. So I didn't do so good today. I'm literally under my calories. Also, I forgot to mention while I was cooking this whole thing, so I listened to about 5 chapters of part 2 of Echo, and we are following 2 brothers who are in an orphanage, and it's 1935, so it is in the Depression, and they're talking about FDR and some of his New Deal programs and how they're gonna get by. And the brothers, there was an agreement that was made that the brothers are gonna be adopted together. And already right off the bat, we're seeing that that's not happening. So I guess we're gonna see what's gonna happen. One of the whole premises of this story is Mike is protecting a brother and holding a family together. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm gonna eat. There's about 5 more minutes left in the sprint this round. So I'm gonna eat that, and I'll pick up some more on the next sprint. And just as predicted, there's the other chaos kitty, eyeing the rest of my sandwich. He's been causing a lot of chaos. It is 7:45, and the middle grade March crew comes on at 9. It's usually about an hour, which is later than I've been staying up the last few days because, again, I've been sick, and I don't know if you could hear it, but I'm starting to like get stuffed up again, and my medicine's wearing off, so I think I might like transition to my bed and kind of get settled in for the discussion tonight, and then I'll read that until I go to sleep. So we'll see how far I get in this. So I'm not gonna read the whole section tonight. So we got about 130 pages. So I'm on page 234, and part two ends at 363. So that's like a lot. But we'll see. So yeah, I'm gonna read for a little while from Echo and see if I switch over. But yeah, I got my little ambient room, which is really nice. It's really pretty. Let's see if I could show you. So it's this like really pretty garden room setting and everything. So it's really pretty. Guys, this book is gonna break my heart. All right, so I'm not gonna give any spoilers away because at the beginning of this vlog, I put up on my post a poll asking if you guys want a spoiler vlog or a no spoiler vlog. And at the start of it, spoilers was winning, and now no spoilers has surpassed the spoiler vlog. But there is somebody who has come for a possible adoption. I don't know what that means yet. I can't put this book down. Oh. All right, so I'm going to continue to read. I got about 20 minutes left of this sprint, and I'm going to read and see. And hopefully I don't cry. Guys, I don't like emotional books. I mean, I like them, but I don't like them because I don't like to become emotional. Krista, what did you do to me? But I am loving this book so far. So, yeah, and I'm not even halfway through yet. I'm about a third of the way through, so we'll see what happens. There was a part in here. I really need to I need to get my tabs. I really should have started tabbing this book, but oh my God. So, I just wanted to go back a little bit and just read this line here because this is one of the things that broke my heart. So, the two boys play piano. I don't think that's a spoiler really. But anyway, they're asked to play one of their songs for a visitor. And it says here, Mike could almost believe that he was back in Granny's parlor playing on Sunday afternoon with the window open so everyone in the neighborhood can hear the music and have a little beauty in their lives. Oh my God. Guys, I can't. Oh. Okay, I can't. But I'm happy. I am not a music person. I don't have that kind of talent. But the way this book talks about music and the emotions attached to it. I mean, after all, that's the whole point with the harmonica and just music linking all of these stories together. I just think it's so beautiful. And if you are somebody that is musically inclined and loves music and has an ear and a talent for it, I recommend this book. Just by the way they talk about it is so beautiful. And I absolutely love that. So we got a possible situation here. I got a little excited. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten so excited just yet. But yeah, we'll see. All right. Well, that's it for today for Echo. I'm going to put this down. Got about 3 minutes left in this sprint. And then we're going to have chat. And then at 9 o'clock, Middle Grade March is going to be live for their just check-in and discussion. And I'm going to do that and then head to bed. So we'll see how I feel tomorrow morning. I didn't get my nails done today because, there was a lot going on, but that's okay. Because class ran over a little while longer than expected. But it is what it is. So I do want to try to get up tomorrow morning and work out. I haven't worked out this week because my sinuses have just been that bad. So we'll see in the morning if I can get a workout in and maybe listen to either some more of Echo or I don't even know where my book is. Listen to some more of Amari. I've been listening to Amari on the way to work. So we'll see what I plan on doing tomorrow. Thankfully, tomorrow is Thursday, so I only have tomorrow and Friday left. But unfortunately, I just remembered I do have to proctor the SATs on Saturday. So that's going to be fun. But anyway, I am done for the night, and I'll check back in with everyone tomorrow. Okay, so it's been a little while since I recorded. I haven't been feeling good at all. I had a really bad sinus infection, and today it's Tuesday the 11th, so it's the first day that I'm actually feeling some relief. I didn't go to work today. I stayed home because I couldn't focus. Like, I went yesterday, and I probably should have stayed home yesterday. So I stayed home today. But right now, I'm just relaxing. It's about 8 o'clock, and Hannah at the teacher TBR is sprinting, so I figured I'd try to get some reading done. And yeah, so I just finished part 2 with Mike and Frankie in Philadelphia during the Depression. And their story is so heartbreaking, but it's also fun. So we get the harmonica. So the harmonica that was sent off from Germany in the previous section makes its way to Philadelphia to Mike and Frankie. So that was fun. And I'm just like on an emotional roller coaster with this. Now, what I didn't realize, because I was reading it with my eyes and I wasn't listening at all on audio, and I figured this out yesterday on my way home from work, that the audio has, like, the parts where they're playing the harmonica has the music that in the background that goes along with it, and I absolutely love that. So I think for the rest of this, with the exception obviously of like when I'm listening to it while driving to work, I'm gonna read at the same time as I'm listening to it, because I just love hearing the harmonica playing in the background and the music. So I'm just about to read part 3. So we're in December of 1942 and Southern California, and so this is the 3rd story of Ivy Maria Lopez. So I can't wait to get that, and then hopefully read soon how all of their stories will come together through this harmonica. So I'm just absolutely loving this book. So the goal is to hopefully finish by tomorrow, so that I can continue with middle grade March. So I did finish Amari and the Despicable Wonders. So I finished my first book for middle grade March. When I finish this one will be a 3-name author. Man, I can't talk. And actually, this might even be able to fit the travel, because the harmonica does travel. But anyway, I have other books for that. So I'm going to continue with this tonight. And then the plan is to pick up The Secret Garden next, because that's one of the buddy reads. And maybe The Weston Game. I don't know. I'll see what I'm in the mood for. It's about 9:30 and I'm in bed. One of the things that I'm trying to do during the week is to be in bed by 9:30 and then just like relaxing and hopefully be asleep by like 10:30, which is early for me, especially because I toss and turn through the night. But anyway, so I'm up to chapter 10 of part 3. So like each part has its own set, like so each part starts again at chapter 1. So each section has like 20 something chapters. But yeah, so I'm like almost done with the book. And so Ivy's story is just as heartbreaking. Her family, her like great-grandfather is originally from Mexico. So, her ancestry is from Mexico. So when they move, so they live in California, and then it's during World War II. So her brother is off fighting in the war, and her father gets an opportunity to work on a ranch in Texas. So they move to Texas like very quickly. And Ivy's story right now is, so she just got to her first day at school, at her new school. And she thinks she's going to the same school as her friend that she just met, who her father now works for. And it turns out that, or I think her mother works for, her father is working on a ranch for somebody until they can return. And then her mother is working for this family. And it turns out that she now has to go, she can't go to the main school. She goes to like this special school where basically she's Americanized, even though she said, I'm American. I was born here. Like my parents were born here. So that's very sad to see her go through that and to realize like she didn't have to do that in California. Like she was in regular school. So like she is not at all like behind and she wants to go ahead on her work. And the teacher says, no, she can't. Like she's not allowed to go ahead and all of these things. So that's very sad. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen with her story and how I'm curious how the harmonica made it to her. Like made it to that part in 1942. Like at the end of part 1, we know how the harmonica gets to America for Mike to find it in Philadelphia. Unless I missed it, like I'll have to go back and read that last chapter. I don't know how the harmonica gets from Philadelphia in the 30s during the Depression to 1942 California. Like we know how she found the harmonica, but we don't know how it got there. So I don't know. I'm just curious how that happens. And again, can't wait to see how it ties all of their stories together. And then what the whole prophecy of the harmonica is at the end. So there's one more section, one more part before we go back to the original prophecy. So with Otto. And I can't wait. Guys, this is... I don't like reading emotional books because I don't like getting emotional, but like I love this book. So I am going to head to bed. I don't think I'm going to stay up anymore as much as I want to. Like I could probably finish the rest of this tonight if I really wanted to, but I can't. I need to get my rest. I'm enjoying it and that's all that matters. So I will check back in after tomorrow and let you know some more of my thoughts, and if I finish, fingers crossed that I can get this finished tomorrow, because now I'm like really excited to get through the rest of Ivy's story and then the last part of how it all comes together. What did I just read? Like in the best way. Krista, this was a home run. I just finished. I was listening to a little bit at work today, but I got distracted. So I finished just a little while ago, and I think this is a 5-star. The emotion that is attached to this book just got me. I don't get very emotional, but this book tugged at all of my heartstrings. I am going to say you need to read this book if you have not done so. Also, when I started listening while also reading, immersion reading as Hannah calls it, or tandem reading at the same time, it was like the best experience. Actually playing the music and the songs in the audio, and I absolutely loved that so much. The ending, oh my God. So like, I don't know why I didn't realize that the ending was what it was until like I got there. The way all 3 of these stories come together, finding out how the harmonica makes it from Frederick to Mike to Ivy. First of all, Ivy's story. I don't think I mentioned Ivy's story. I like started reading and then just like read right all the way through. So Ivy's story is just as heartbreaking as the rest. So the last thing I think we left off was when her and her family moved to Texas, and that was just so heartbreaking. And then to see the friendship. And it's also taking part during World War II. So we start off in California with Ivy, and they're talking about the Japanese internment camps. And her brother is fighting in the war, Fernando. So there's like a whole lot of emotion with that. I absolutely loved it. And then to find out how the harmonica gets to where it gets to. So we know that it starts out with Otto. I don't think Otto's story really has a date, like a time. It just says decades later. So Otto's story with the harmonica, we find out how it, at the end, in the epilogue, we find out how it finally gets to the United States, or actually how it gets to Germany. And then from Germany, we know how it gets to Mike in Philadelphia. We didn't know how it got from Mike in Philadelphia to Ivy in California until the epilogue, or until part 4. So that was cool to see that. And then we went back to the epilogue where we found out how it even got to Frederick in the first place. So this, so the quote on the back of this is a beautifully crafted story. It has mystery, adventure, and a powerful sense of hope and heart. A masterpiece. Like, I couldn't agree more with that. Like, I don't know what else I could possibly say to convince you to read this book. So my March book was a hit. I absolutely love this. Again, I wasn't so sure because I don't really like read a lot of emotional, heart-tugging books. Like I don't choose to read those. Like, I'm a fantasy and like even a romance, not for middle grade, but just in general, a romance reader. I like thrillers. You know, I don't really go for like the contemporary books with the heartwarming stuff. Even my historical fiction, I've tended to move a little bit away from that. Because I don't know, like The Nightingale broke my heart, by Kristen Hanna. Four Winds by her also. There are a few others, As Bright as the Sun, which was a historical fiction on World War I. Like, those were very emotional, but I've started to move away from that. So I was a little worried with this. It doesn't matter, guys. Read this. I don't care if you don't read historical fiction or middle grade. Like, this book is so worth it. So I know this is kind of like an end to this vlog, but also my rating, kind of wrapped up in one video. I hope you pick up Echo if you have not already. If you want to see who I picked to recommend me a book for April, make sure you check back at the end of March and I'll reveal who I asked and what they recommended to me. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more from me on this series that I am doing throughout the year. And that's all I have for now. Bye.